T.C.S. Cerberus. Captain Report 2681.89. Pilots. Lighting system is next on the card. Don't expect a terribly warm welcome. There is every indication that we are going to have a tough time of it when we hit the system. Aliens have a fairly effective blockade going on, and it's up to us to ram our way through it and get to the lighting outpost. I have personally penned a request for the Ginter and Combine to be held responsible for the loss of the Anna Maria Bear Getty and the Blue Horizon only just discovered. As a DC preferred corporation, they should have known in advance that they were putting all of those civilians at risk. Heads will roll if I can do anything about it. I assure you, it's ridiculous that these cruise liners were running in light of the TC warnings. An incident report concerning the cruise liner Blue Horizon should be available shortly. It has to clear a couple of channels. Will probably take a few days. I expect you to read and understand this document as soon as it is made available. Your quick action with the Twilight purchase helped us avoid a complete tragedy, and the families of the survivors will no doubt be wanting to name a few descendants after you. I pray that your skills aren't required for anything other than the slaughter of these aliens from now on. I want to see bugs crushed from here to tomorrow. And I know you can give that to me. Keep it up, enlightened people. The public is now fully aware of the scope of the alien presence following the destruction of these ships. Luckily, we've had enough time to maneuver the fleet into position and set up containment plans for any possible panic. I'm relieved as hell that the press doesn't have the Twilight purchase to hold up as an example of Confederation incompetence. The survivors have nothing but good things to say about you and about the truth that Confed knows best. It's quite a bit easier to debrief living witnesses than dead ones, and even easier for them to be vocally on our side. Once again, I'm proud of you. Be strong, be prepared, stay alive.
From Major Terrence Zero Hearn, Subject, Information Part 2.
The second part of the transcript just came through. Doesn't say too much more than the first, just some additional correspondences. Needless to say, hope we don't have any problem with this. Anyway, read and learn. The docs should be in your official box.
Informational Supplement 31J6 Section 2. Classification R2. Contents. Partial transcript of Dr. Benbow's General Assembly address on possible alien toxicology issues. From Commander Leonard J. Silver. Subject. Reply. Intercepted transmission.
Apprehend and detain the crew of the Hispaniola. Confiscate any and all cargo, and deliver it to the Casimir Research Facility on Centus Prime. Trading in junk and trinkets is one thing, but this kind of scavenging must be controlled. Under no circumstances is the Hispaniola to be allowed to offload her cargo. Use deadly force, if necessary. Please contact me when the Hispaniola's cargo is secure.
From Commander Leonard J. Silver. Subject. Second chance.
Dr. Livesey. Good news. It looks like you will get another crack at a functional alien drive. A derelict alien fighter will be delivered to your facility within the week. This time make sure your team doesn't screw it up. I still have nightmares about your accident at the Furlan facility. Please refrain from conducting any plasma weapon research while deconstructing the alien drive. If you lose another facility, I'll have your ass on a platter. Oh, by the way, the environmental controls may be functional on this craft as well. Do you have anybody with biotech experience on your team?
From Lieutenant Israel Hands. Subject. Cargo secure.
Commander. The Hispaniola's cargo is secure. The technical crew aboard the freighter had only partially disassembled the alien craft. As per your orders, the fighter and all its components have been delivered to the Casimir Research Facility. Oddly, the crew gave up without a fight. Apparently one of the technical team caught some sort of rash that had them all spooked.
From Dr. Morgan Livesey. Subject. Craft received.
Commander, we have received the alien craft and begun our analysis. We have successfully removed the drive unit and are in the process of breaking down its key components. Our work should progress quickly, and I will send weekly reports. On a side note, our biotech division has been analyzing the environmental regulator in the ship and is making good progress. We have preserved the alien remains found in the cockpit for future study. Commander, Did the alien craft pass through decontamination before it was shipped here? As per CDC Regulation I-20-30A, I only ask because a strange rash has broken out on a couple of the biotech team members, and it looks like it may be related to the alien craft.
From Commander Leonard J. Silver, subject, favor.
Hey Ed, how are you doing? I have a favor to ask of you. I have been unable to raise anyone at the Kashmir Research Facility for several days. That idiot Morgan was running the place, and I fear that he has screwed up in a major way. Do you think that you could discreetly take a team out there and see what's up? I'd really appreciate it. Oh, and I'd have your team take full detox gear. I have reason to believe that there may be some biochemical contamination at the facility. Thanks, buddy. I owe you.
On 2681.51, 3 square miles of Cendius Prime was immolated from orbit. It appears that Lieutenant Commander Smollett flashed the Kashmir facility and surrounding area, then purposefully crashed his craft into the resulting firestorm. His final transmission was largely incoherent, but it allowed us to track down Commander Silver.
Where is Silver now?
He is being held in the Cerberus detention facility.
And the crew of the Hispaniola?
I have been unable to verify the location of the Hispaniola or her crew.
But weren't they being detained?
Yes, they were. There are conflicting reports as to what exactly happened. It seems they either escaped or were forced to leave.
Doctor, you are granted full authority to track this thing down. Use whatever resources you require, but track down that ship. The last thing we need is a major outbreak in an election year.
Transcript ends. From Lieutenant Lance Frost, Casey. Subject, reply, information part 2.
Great bedtime story, Zero. Hope you never have kids. Probably end up in the psych ward for life.
The worst suspicions of ISDN has been rendered a reality today by the official statement offered by Governor Cavazos. The statement, broadcast on all civilian channels, confirms the presence of a second alien strike force. The no-fly zone outlined by T.C. officials is the center of activity. A call for a reasonable and rational response on part of the civilian populace was repeated several times, fearing a panic in the central systems. The Confederation ships that had been sent to protect jump planes from reckless pirates and unaffiliated mercenaries has now become an official blockade of the impacted systems. Governor Cavazos stated,
It is with a heavy heart that I must report a renewed conflict with the aliens. After careful assessment of the many reports our intelligence service has gathered over the last several weeks, it is our duty to notify the citizens of the Confederation that the war is still with us.
No details were given as to the size of the invading fleet, but sources indicate that a majority of the Confederation fleet has moved into support positions around or inside the no-fly zone. Immediately following the statement, a wave of protest from citizen rights groups such as the UIN was heard. The Confederation has come under fire for withholding information that could have allegedly prevented the loss of civilian life up to this point. In response to these allegations, TC officials have stated that
this is a matter of galactic security, and as such, steps had to be taken to ensure proper containment of any hazards to the citizens of the Confederation. For the safety of all of the Terran Confederation, we request that all citizens follow the guidelines available from your local officiate representative. We feel for the innocent victims of this conflict and will make any and all attempts to resolve this situation as quickly and efficiently as possible.
Recent public interest figure turned activist Sam Langtree, who is involved in an investigation into the unsafe R&D practices at Confederation military research facilities, was at the head of a UIN protest against the deceptive methods of information management allegedly employed by Confederation officials. At a public gathering on the third settlement of Zeta Orionis Prime, he stated,
"This is par for the course for the Terran Confederation. Not since the WEC have we seen such destructive policy played out on the populace. If the next 50 years go the direction the last 50 years have gone, we could be heading for another civil war that could make the WEC dissolution look like a Sunday in the park.
We here at ISDN recognize the importance to all citizens that the coming days hold. We will attempt to provide the most accurate reporting we are capable of and keep you up to date on Confed forces' progress in containing the alien threat. This is Peter, ISDN Sol System correspondent.
From Lieutenant Lance Frost, Casey. Subject, reply Enoch Merkins.
Anybody find out the dirt on why the guy's called Clippy?
The General Assembly hearings being held on the T.S. archaeology have been postponed until further investigation into alleged terrorist bomb threats received by the managing officiate. A device was found outside the Ozawa meeting hall last week and was determined to be a Neurali MP device with the message, "Freedom from tyranny," encoded into the signal, which would have been broadcast to any human within the area had it been activated. In order to avoid any possible disruptions, the hearings are being moved to a secret location, and all outside information has been cut off. We hope to bring the results of these hearings as soon as we are able. This is Peter, ISDN Sol System correspondent.
From Major Amburn Amazon Elbereth. Subject, reply Enoch Merkins.
I know I must seem pretty antisocial, but I'm really interested in figuring this one out too. From his record, he seemed to be in a bunch of close shaves. Nah, who'd name themselves after a pun?
Hello, I'm Peter, and welcome to ISDN. Today we have a special segment for you, with the response to the editorial printed by Robert Brindle being so strong that we have decided to dedicate our editorial section to the voices of those readers who felt strongly enough to write in.
Dear ISDN, it is about time that such words spoken in such a public forum. Mr. Brindle is to be applauded for his words of warning. I have watched systems once pristine reduced to scattered debris. I have seen asteroid belts and planets alike raped for their resources in the name of winning the war. What good is winning a war when you have destroyed yourself in the process?
Julia Thompson, Yultan, Musefi System.
To whom it may concern, Robert Brindle reminds me of the damned Mandarins who sided with the Kilrathi. I had to fight scum like them from within while fighting cats. I lost the use of my legs after ejecting from an EP in the Port Headland system. My ship had been sabotaged by one of the Mandarins who was captured and executed shortly thereafter. I believe that the Confederation understands the risks it takes and doesn't want to see innocents robbed of their freedom, and systems with settlement potential destroyed by the need for military resources. Maybe Robert would prefer that we all lived on a peaceful, green, fruit-bearing utopia raising cattle for our Kilratha masters. Personally, if we have to destroy the settled part of the galaxy to prevent aliens from destroying us, so be it. I read ISDN to be informed, not to be spoon-fed pacifist propaganda. Please cancel my subscription.
Retired Lieutenant Jeff Anderson, Earth Sol System.
Robert. My group has been working to achieve such resource reform for a number of years. Our efforts in the Argent sector have shown that you can responsibly provide for all aspects of society while providing the Confederation with the required resources for military development. Your article stands as a testament to those of us dedicated to making a difference and propelling the human race to a far more glorious position in the galaxy. I wish you the best of luck and hope others understand the righteousness of your vision. Warmest regards.
Ulwish Chow, Managing Officiate of Argent Resource Management Board. With all that, we now retire for the evening with the diverse words of Confederation citizens to reflect on. This is Peter, ISDN correspondent, Sol System.
From Lieutenant Jean Stiletto Talvert. Subject, reply Enoch Merkins.
You mean Clippers? No, that cannot be it. Maybe he's always redlining it. You don't think he monitors our communications, do you? I really don't want him to know we're talking about this. He's taken to yelling at me for absolutely nothing. Just about an hour ago, I threw an apple out that I'd been munching on and he screamed, "The core, eat the core." You don't just throw an apple away on a cruiser in deep space. You eat the core. That went on for 5 minutes. Until I had fished the apple core out of the trash, washed it, and ate it in front of him. Apple cores do not taste good. This guy scares me. Clippy. Something seems right about it.
T.C.S. Cerberus, personal log, 2681.91. We're on our way to Lighton. Lighton Station is said to have a lot of confed ships. This is good. We need a lot of backup if we're going to make it through this. Spider and I hung out most of last night. He hears the same noise I hear during pre-jump staging, and that noise keeps him from sleeping at night as well. Scary how deeply you can begin to identify with each other. We stayed up and debated the validity of the current supercarrier program. Neither of us really give a damn. It just makes us feel like normal people to argue about something as meaningless. Politics only matter to those who would be the first to die in a real conflict. A lot of those people were on the Twilight Purchase. I'd never seen a cruise liner on anything except Holovid. Things are massive. No idea how we kept those bugs from tearing the thing to pieces. Amazing to hear all those people over the radio cheering. I think Maestro finally got the audience he wanted. I'm betting he makes a cred or 3 after all this is done. I'm just glad I don't have a boat of dead civvies on my record. The Twilight Purchase. Man, seems cold-blooded to name a ship after what happened in Trafalgar 2 years ago. What the hell was it doing out here? Why in the name of everything holy didn't the Gunteran Combine cease traffic through these areas? They have more government contracts than civilian schemes. They must have known the danger. Somebody related to somebody on one of those liners is going to make sure some execs lose their ability to breathe. Just found out that the hearings on alien intent, or whatever it's called, was delayed after the terrorist bombing outside the dome. It's been moved to another location. Should resume soon. Just got done with the rest of Zero's dad's dirt on the virus. Makes me want to move to McLean's system, to be far away from anything real as possible. Okay then, Luton System, Luton Station. It has to be a stopover, and I just know we're going to have to fight for it. I just hope we don't fail. I think I can sleep now. Maybe.